is Jarrell with Quantum Light Consciousness. Today we're going to talk about igniting your inner fire. Alright, so what your inner fire is basically you at an etheric level. Alright, so if you follow my other videos, you basically know about the basics of the human mind-body system and how every human is actually a walking auric field, which is actually a Torah field, which when you look into it, it's actually just plasma, like living bioplasma, which is synonymous with the same geometry and molecular makeup as the particles running through the sun in physics. It's physically, you're a walking sun. You're a walking sun being. The human body is synonymous with like the term star. If you look at Da Vinci's work from the 1500s and Vitruvius from ancient Rome and whatnot. So this is just going deeper into that. Like, I don't care what mainstream says, what mainstream hasn't looked at or refuses to look at, or will only look at if others will look at. This video is for those people who are into their inner mastery and their inner alchemy. So here we go. All right. So the way this video starts off is understanding that you can become your own self-burning source of energy, self-perpetual, self-sustaining, self-regulating source of energy as a flame itself. Okay, so what I'm talking about is actually literally inner alchemy. If you ever took chemistry in high school, you know how the bonds and the molecules work, and you know how specific bonds, so specific chemicals work with other chemicals and whatnot. And then you turn on the Bunsen burner or whatever, and you do stuff that you're supposed to do, for the grade or whatnot. It's the same type of understanding here of the concept of how you regulate the energy flowing through your body. Okay, when you ignite the inner capacity of the spark that you have in your center of your being, what you do is it's like plugging like two spark cords together, and you start to light up from the inside. All right, I'm not joking. All right. Your body's actually a conduit, alright? It's a conduit flowing light throughout it, alright? Believe it or not, alright? So I'm not going to go into that. You can do your own research in my other videos, alright? So if you know the physics of the universe, okay, and you know the physics of a flame, alright? Look at my face, I'm not lying, alright? Then you have your literal inner fire, okay? So I put together a diagram of like the first day I figured this out, alright? Basically, inside your auric field is basically one unified God particle. That's what every torus is. It just spins perpetually as like one unified field. And the way the flame spins is the same exact way. You don't need to be a scientist or some genius alchemist or some type of super smart chemist, rocket science to figure out like how a human body mind system works. You just look at it. You just look at the physics around you, pair it with physics of the geometry that's made up the mind-body system. Alright, so you look at a flame, you see how the flame spins. Okay, so if you know how a torus spins, everything spins counterclockwise. Alright, so the flame spins the same way. Okay, when the flame comes out, say you're looking at the lighter. Alright, you light a flame, you take a look at the flame, you realize the flame is actually a unified etheric energy, and it just flows within itself. The physics of the flame. Alright, hope you can see this, because I can't see my reflection. Alright, the physics of the flame, okay, you have the wavelength first, alright. Say this is your aura, alright, this is you. That's all you are, you're just a wavelength. But this is your energy, this is the way a flame spins counterclockwise upwards, alright. And you realize that you get into your own fire, and then you're able to cast energy, you're able to grab objects, you're able to grab beings and pull them in. And then, just saying, not to go too far, okay? And then you have the flame, it's just etheric flame. That's how you would look at a flame if it were coming out of a lighter, or if you were to light a candle. Alright, it'd be like, just like an etheric energy just burning, okay? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Okay, you have the torus flame. Alright, this is the illuminated flame, okay? This is the torus that perpetually burns within itself, okay? Because at the center of every torus is a spark of creation, and within that spark of creation becomes a flame, alright? And you have a flame on the outside, alright? Now to take that step further, All right, you have the illuminated flame, which is the sun, mini sun. You call that unified God particle. All right, so this is actually where you are, right? This is your auric Taurus, flame around it. This is actually you as well. All right, so, you know, like, if you understand, like, it's too crazy. Like, I'm going to try to explain this, and if you guys have never astral projected, or if you guys have never, like, looked what the physics of the actual potentiality of the third eye is for yourself and experimented with it, then, you know, please try your best to continue to follow along. Because in my past videos, I go over this stuff, and if you've been paying attention, then you should be able to get it. Okay, so again, in my past videos, I go on about your inner operating system. Okay, it's just your Taurus. Okay, it's your unified field as your Taurus. You know. And your flame is basically just that on fire, because the fire is the Taurus and the Taurus is the flame, how I just said. Okay, so with these two right here, okay, you in the center as your auric Taurus, and then you expanding however far you want to go. You have infinite potential to be able to expand your energy and envelop entire areas in a flame. All right. So when you do that, you're clearing territories. You're reorganizing territories. Okay, people like are in your house, all right, and you literally just torch them, like literally, like you're a god being, like you can do that etherically. You can blast energy out your chest and do the same thing. All right, you can do the same thing for places, all right, for clearing and adjustment, for the higher intent, all right, staying in your heart, all right, keeping it simple, okay. For entities, all right, this is where it gets interesting, okay. Because when you step into your energy like this, you step into places, or you step into etheric places, or you're just chilling in your house, and then there's etheric entities around, and then you turn your flame up, beings like little small beings, they start running away, or they'll just hit their knees like, oh my God, Creator's here, like no, like no. It's like, have you ever seen the movie Tron? When the dad steps into the nightclub and everybody just hits their knees. Everybody hits their knees, or they're trying to fight him, or they run. Like, it's literally like that, because like you step into the version of your creator self, of your I am presence. All right, in that I am presence, you have no limit, and there's no limit to your etheric fire. Okay, you know, it's kind of like breaking out of the matrix, getting into your own self-sovereign right to have a lot of power, a lot of etheric power, to literally blast energy out at the sky and move clouds around, or, you know, and stay in your heart at the same time, and totally be a good person, but without, you know, stomping on little, you know, pixies or whatnot, or whoever. Like you still have to stay in your heart, and, you know, remember that being strong is actually being gentle, you know. So I used to talk about in my other videos, developing your energy is the same thing. You kind of want to cultivate the inner fire that you have at your fingertips. I couldn't make this video for a while because I had to really process this and get into my own understanding of what I'm dealing around with, because it's like you actually exist in a huge bioelectric electromagnetic conductive system as stars, as those light and energetic electric generators. So if you look at that on an illuminated level, you see that it goes all the way down to the most minuscule Planck level. And if you put yourself at that Planck level, which is right here, like, you literally become an illuminated being who could literally, you know, interact with any type of being on any type of dimension, any type of person on any type of level, type of deal right there. And within that energy, you also hold responsibility to cultivate that and become more of a flame of love and bliss instead of hatred, envy, greed, and revenge. Like, it's like the fire that burns inside, that is literally you. So you want to feed these good energies to keep it going and keep it cultivated and tempered. Okay, so just to review, okay, if you know how Torah spins, here it is. Like, your Torah spins, right? The Torah is self-perpetuating. Torah never stops, and the Torah is also the sun. So if you have a sun burning at the center of a flame, inside a flame, you have a perpetual flame forever, and that's you. Like, your auric field is the same as the sun. Okay, you just put yourself on fire. There you have it, because you're a sun. Put yourself as a sun inside a sun, and you light that sun up. All right. So the first time I did this, I had energy, I had violet energy coming out of my hands, like literally coming out of my hands. I could literally see ultraviolet light coming out of my hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do with all this? Like, what am I gonna do now? Like, like the synopsis has shifted, like the plot has changed, and you know, so I make videos, and yeah, it's just fun because it's like, there is nothing in the mainstream that can even come close to actually like portraying this except movies. Like, literally all you have is movies. Like, there's no documentaries. Actually, there are. If you know the monks that actually go and heal people with their energy that they shoot out their hands, their bone marrow, you can actually see that they actually use that in proper intent. And of course, I'm still working on that. Not the intent part, just, you know, getting into that intensity level. Because you can actually light stuff on fire with your hands when you get really good at stuff. So, peace and love. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. So, kind of rambled, but you know, whatever. Take it for what it is. You know, you don't have to believe me. You know, I don't care. You know, so whatever. As long as you know, maybe got something out of it, or if you didn't, you know, it's all good. So, I also do sessions at quantumlight.net. I do healing. I do intuitive coaching, and I do numerology readings, and I also have a course out called Quantum Light Consciousness, Inner Yoga, Home Study Course. Check that out, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love.